Prophet Marshall Occurrence back at it. So, good news. Another offering put into this fertile soil of God's kingdom. The totally fertile soil of God's kingdom. My first multi-million transaction. $4 million. $4 million. That's why I'm not worried about politics no more. All these games these people playing out here. Listen. This is my first multi-million dollar transaction because when the money I sent out to the church, that I sent it to, once they make the currency exchange, it's going to be $4 million. Did you hear what I said? I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it like a man. And it's spiritual warfare on the way. See, this kind of offering that I'm giving, I speak for myself in this season, is not about me getting a Bentley, you know what I'm saying? Me getting some fresh new clothes or some new shoes. This is not about that. It's not about that. This is about the offering as spiritual warfare, and I'm gonna prove that with the scriptures. I'm gonna prove it with the scriptures. That the offering can be not, oh, I hope I get blessed, but then God might take care of the war over here. No. He might do it. Nah. There's an offering that is reserved or specified towards war. There's an offering that's specified towards war. I need you to listen to me from a whole different ear. From a whole different ear. Because in all actuality, you have not been taught properly by your American teachers. Your American teachers haven't taught you the offering specifically for physical wars against physical human beings. You need this kind of teaching now because there are people that are persistent against God's people, and I'm not the only one. See, they'll try to make it seem like I'm the only one, but it's too many people complaining about gang stalkers. It's too many people complaining about the Freemasons. It's too many people complaining about Illuminati and monitoring spirits and flying monkeys. I mean, how many times have you heard it? Okay, so then I'm not the only one going through it. So we're not going to allow people to make it seem like it's all about me or something that I done when you're doing stuff to other people. But you're doing stuff to other people. Make that make sense. So what other people, what they doing? And then we realize we're dealing with witchcraft people who are against good, righteous people. Well, how we know that is because even though you got accusations on me, what's the accusations on all these good, wholesome Christians that ain't done nothing? What's the accusations on them? You're not fooling me, buddy. Listen. I know that behind this ain't nothing but a whole bunch of witchcraft-loving bastards. That's all it is. It's a bunch of witchcraft-loving bastards. That's all it is. So, and how we figure this out is I'm not the only person going through it. See, if I was literally the only person, then you could talk about these weak black politics that you put on my life, right? You could talk about those weak black politics, right? Like they mean something and they still don't mean nothing. But you could talk about it like it meant something if I was the only one, right? It would kind of look like it meant something. But when it's all these other black people that's complaining about other black people, which is a disgrace to their own kind. When you in the name of witchcraft gang stalk other black people, race is more powerful than organization. So somebody being black is more important than witchcraft to me. And whatever you stand for, which means some people will feel like they'll put you in the grave, and because you playing with a black man talking about whatever you talking about. It don't matter what you talking about. That's how people gonna look at it. See, you from the internet community where well, it's for this reason, and we don't care what reason it's for. You playing with a black man or a black woman, that's all people looking at. Because in this context, righteous African is more important than organization. Or you could say even purpose. So it's no wiggle room. It's nothing you can say. Okay? This is who the offering is reserved for in this context. These type of people is who we have to go into spiritual war with, right? It's a new season of war. You understand, right? Okay. So it's not the same season of war as 1994. This is still Christian. I'm saved, filled with the Holy Ghost. I speak in tongues, baptized in the Holy Ghost. But I know what season I live in. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a whole bunch of black people who like to use a whole bunch of witchcraft. And that's really what the movement is against us. Okay? They ain't pulling no wool over my eyes. And I hope they're not pulling no wool over your eyes. Because once you realize what it is, that it's these young people and these other people from the internet that want to be young, they're using witchcraft against us. They love to use witchcraft. It ain't got nothing to do with the accusations. See, what I want you to understand is, it wouldn't matter what the accusation is. It would go from issue to issue because they hate you because you're righteous. That's what it is. I promise you, it's hard for you to believe. But even if you was perfect, you would still have them same type of people out there. I'm trying to tell you. Okay? This is the ultimate understanding of spiritual warfare. That if you're high ranking, you would have went through this anyway. You would have went through the same thing. Betrayal by black people, black people all against you for no reason. You would have went through the same thing because it's demonic spirits that's behind it. And those spirits would have gathered against you regardless. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. So stop getting hung up on what it was that the accusation was about. It ain't got nothing to do with that. That's a Jedi mind trick. In this context, they would have been against you anyway. People in your own family would have been against you. I'm pulling you into a new season where the enemies in this evil time have become physical. And now you're going to give an offering to beat physical enemies. And I'm going to prove that with the Bible, how God's people gave offerings for the sole reason of winning wars against human beings. Because you're taught in American Christianity that you don't fight against flesh and blood. It doesn't even say that. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. But listen closely to what American Christians will tell you. We fight not, it don't say we fight not against flesh and blood. That's where you're wrong. See, this is why you think this way. You've been taught by white American Christianity and ignorant black Christianity, a combination of both. when it's right there in the Bible where we fought physical wars as God's people? Okay, so what part of that is not understood? What part of this is not understood? There are physical wars in the Bible, right? Okay, what part of that is not understood to you? What part of that is not understood to the black community of ignorant teachings that says we ain't gonna never fight against human beings? White Americans that teach Christianity where we're not gonna ever fight against human beings, but then there's wars right in the Bible. Right there in the Bible. So then war is not evil as a concept if God commanded his people to go to war. That's what I want you to understand. It's not a matter of preference. It's not a matter of me and how you feel. We're going with the Bible stands, right? We can't be corny, right? The Bible stands as it is, right? We're not going to be corny and try to make it something lovey-dovey with everybody, and that's not what it is. Okay, no, it's not lovey-dovey with everybody. Okay, so then let the Bible stand and speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to interpret it your way. See, one thing about me, when it comes to the word of God, I don't try to interpret it and make it fit to what I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? And to the type of Christianity, the style of Christianity, because there's many different styles of Christianity in America. And, you know, people manipulate the Bible with certain series of scriptures to fit a certain style of Christianity. When I just dig into this word from Genesis to Revelation, that's called the full gospel, as some would say. I go from Genesis to Revelation, and what it is what it is. And if there's wars in the Bible that went against human beings, that's what it is. I'm not going to sit here and try to make a style of love Christianity where there's no wars, and then I look right in the Bible and there's wars right in the Bible. Come on, man. I mean, you know, that's almost being brainwashed. While people act like other people are brainwashed, I feel like half of these people are brainwashed. Well, how you gonna see wars in the Bible? And not, it dawns on you that you might have to go to war with human beings as God's people. It happened before, why can't it happen now? See, seasons change in America, and you've been comfortable for a long time not having to fight human beings. That time is over. Now it's a new season of witchcraft that and I'm going to do a video about this, a revival in witchcraft in America. Okay, that's what you got to understand. That's what took place while you was asleep or never awake. All right, it was a revival, so to speak, in witchcraft, where all these young people are into witchcraft, black people, and they practice rituals. They got altars, all that. They learn how to do spells online easily. They get all the stuff, they order it. They order all the different ritual items and everything offline. They can do everything offline and start practicing witchcraft, real witchcraft. Okay, so then there's a revival, if not for any other reason, off of the internet, where now someone who wants to practice witchcraft can get all the items and all the things they want right offline, buddy. Tell me I'm telling a lie. Okay, so then that put a battery in the back of thousands of people off the strength of the internet alone. Okay then, so then now these people are supercharged with the stuff the witchcraft they've been doing. And now they done came out supercharged against God's people. Now you see what I'm saying? So it's not a matter of, you know, I'm just hating people or whatever. I'm accepting things on how it is. Like, I'm just being 100 and accepting things as they are. You know, as they come, better to say. I accept things as they come. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to make it what it is, some lovey-dovey situation, those type of people gonna become casualties. It's that simple. Because you're gonna be stuck on this lovey-dovey Christianity when the Bible is not as simple as people make it to be. And when you really get in this Bible, you realize what to apply and when to apply it. Right now, we are in a season like it used to be in the Old Testament, where God's people went into war with physical human beings, whether you accept it or not. Okay, because war as a concept is not unholy. War is not unholy as a concept. If it was, then God wouldn't have commanded his people to go to war, because God is holy. You follow me? God is holy at all times, right? Okay, so if war as a concept was unclean or unholy, then God would have never attached himself to something unholy. All you have to establish is that your war is a righteous war. That's it. If these people playing in your face using witchcraft, you don't even gotta waste no time, man. That's a righteous war all day. It has a righteous cause, in other words. See, I listen to real African Christians that don't play no games, with nobody being consistent working witchcraft, no monkey business, with people playing all kind of little psychological games and witchcraft games. An African Christian believes that if you are persistent in witchcraft, you must be put to death. So see, it's not a matter of a person being hateful or unforgiving, but because I can show you other people who hold this same mentality. So what are they? What are they doing? What are they going through? What are they going through? What are they going through? Because they feel like this. If you are consistent in witchcraft, this is how African Christians, this is how I learned. I relearned. I realized that American Christianity is certain styles of Christianity that where the nucleus of it is love, and everything works only in their Christianity if it is co-signed by love per se, or behavior of love. Does that make sense? But then you go into the Bible and it's just, if you follow it right, it is just spirituality through life. Spirituality through life, where people gonna challenge you, different tribes gonna challenge you, and when they do, they get the business. And it don't matter if it's black people, it don't matter if it's Hispanic or Latinos, they get the business when they play with God's people. And I'm not saying nothing different than what the Bible already shows us and documents, that there was different tribes of people. Key terms, tribes, different tribes, plural. And when these tribes, we're talking about tribes that challenged God's people. When these tribes challenged God's people, God sent his people to go to war with the tribes that challenged his people, and it didn't matter who they were. That's what I'm trying to show you. It don't matter. I don't care if they're African American. I don't care. They shouldn't have played with God's people. See, the real righteous African makes a decision in the last days to depart from a tribe that challenges him or her. If you challenge me, I depart from you. If you collectively challenge me, I will collectively attack you. And this is what's happening in the last days, and it's strange to some people. So because it's a strange and indifferent position, you don't know what to believe. Because it's uncharted ground in America, where a righteous African fights against the African American community who are secretly using collective African American witchcraft. Like we stupid. and we're fighting back. And people misinterpret what that fighting back. They don't know how to take it when you go to a black church. You don't know how to take it when you go to a black church and you're simple, you're too simple to differentiate the righteous Africans from the wicked Africans. So you think we just all together in the black culture and black people and black people and black Christians and black people? No. God's people is holy. God's people is holy, buddy. That's not holy. Them people not holy. That's not God's people. There's a type of person who think African is just God's people. No, buddy. It don't work like that. Righteous people are God's people. And that's the bottom line. Because you think you're God's people based on being African, and you're going to still burn in hell if you don't serve God. So then you're going to be, how you God's people when you going to hell if you don't serve him? Off the strength of you being African. If you was, this is how people interpret it. We're God's people, but you're not serving God, right? So how far can we take this concept with you if you're not serving God? How far does it go? Not too far, because you're still going to burn in hell if you don't serve the Lord, buddy. And that's the bottom line. That's for any people, including you. See, it's some people that are so arrogant as black people, they almost act like being black gonna get them in heaven. Being black gonna get you to heaven. That's the bottom line. Is being a black man gonna get you to heaven? Imagine that. The Bible says our righteousness is as filthy rags. Our own righteousness is as filthy rags. Everything is filthy. Everything is tainted. There is nothing totally clean. Okay? So, you got to hear me from a different ear as a prophet. Right now in this season, what God is showing me and telling me is that we're in a new season where we have to go to war with physical human beings, just like in the Old Testament when God's people went to war with various different tribes of people and human beings. Okay? That's what time it is, whether you like it or not, in America. Okay, that's it. That's all it is. It's no, and that's what it is. And it's not going to change because people got batteries in their back. They think they tough. They think they bad. And God is about to take care of this stuff. I'm trying to get you to see this the right way, because see, when it goes a little further, you ain't gonna know what to believe. You gonna have to believe that God is for this stuff happening, and He is for this stuff happening to these people. They have to go through it, just like anybody else, man. And when they play with God's people, they play with God's prophet. That's a good way to get your whole country cursed, buddy. I told you this. And now we're here. So now we're using the offering in the new season of war that's similar to the Old Testament, where God's people went to war with human beings. Now, just like servants of old, we are using the offer. We are getting an offering together against enemies while we're in war, that God will give victory as we give the offering in war, for the war. I'm going to show you how the war, there is a specific offering that you can give. This is not a trick. This is not a message where I'm trying to get famous or some little foolish, corny stuff. This is principles. That's what I'm going by. This is life. This is real life. It's what it is. It's reality. The servants of God gave offerings during times of war against physical enemies. That's reality, right? Okay, boom. So God was in a position to receive offerings from His servants for them to win war against physical human beings. God received the offering. He responded specifically to the offering. Not, oh, we're going to pray about it and God just going to do it. No, an offering was released. Because see, people in this culture in America think, well, you ain't got to do that. God going to just do what he want to do. You can't even listen. You don't even got biblical backing on that perspective. I'm out. See, one thing about me, you might hear me talk about little street stuff here and there and everything, right? But that's a whole different little world compared to this word, the word of God. My point is, when I talk about this word, I play no games about it. In other words, I don't put my own little rinky-dink informal little spin on the word of God or spin on Christianity. It is what it is. God's people went to war with human beings. It's what it is. And if you can't fit that type of Christianity, then you have made up your own type of Christianity. That's what you've done. If you say anything against what I'm saying, you just started your own type of religion. That's the opposite of the full word of God. That's 7 out. It's the opposite of the full word of God. I'm talking about the real full word of God. That's it. If you can't get with it, you can't get with it. I'm not making this up. I'm not saying this for my own convenience. I'm not saying this to just justify my hate, to justify my unforgiveness or bitterness. That's what people gonna say. But it is what it is. God's people went to war against people that wanted smoke. That's what it is. Okay, so besides, the elements of hate and love and unforgiveness, the bottom line is God's people went to war with human beings in the Bible. Now you choose to have a little love cult Christianity where you're a love cult. That's you. Okay, but don't come out here and teach that to everybody. Like, and got them out here warped out. Like, we supposed to love and all this, and with this stuff going on, we supposed to love. No, we supposed to go to war. That's what we supposed to do. Now you see what I'm saying? And they all warped out talking about love. Spaced out. That's how black people will put it. You spaced out, buddy. You thought it was me, it's you. I love to say that when it fits. You thought it was me, it's you. Okay, you're the one spaced out. Talking about love all the time. It ain't no love time right now. It's not. And you adjust to it, and it is what it is. It's that simple. Ain't no trying to work it out and all that. Nah, it is what it is. And we gonna move forward and give offerings. We gonna see how you know I'm a Christian, because we gonna do it God's way. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying we gonna go out here and just harm every person that we know gang stalking and playing witchcraft games. We gonna do it God's way, which is the best way. We gonna use spiritual weapons. We gonna bring an offering before God, and consistently until these witchcraft people that's using hoodoo and voodoo and obeah and brujeria and santeria and Wicca and other various forms of African witchcraft, we gonna fight until they fall off, until they perish from against us, until they stop playing with us and playing in our face. It's going down, and that's it. That's my declaration of spiritual warfare against these people right now, officially. It ain't gonna. We ain't stopping it. No, it ain't no. I mean, it ain't no need. Why would we stop? And they still playing games. See, what I notice is, man, when you were a high-ranking spiritual Christian, you know what I'm saying, they'll play in your face outside, but then when you come in and get back and get your spiritual mojo going again, and you start fasting and seeking the Lord, now they bowing down. But out here in the streets, they gang stalking in the bodegas, in the corner stores, all out here in the department stores and with the merchants in the grocery stores. But then when we come back inside, they scared. I noticed that same pattern. Nah, listen, I'm gonna tell you like the streets will tell you. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy you had out there last night. Like you trying to see me after all this stuff, these people done themselves. You still trying to put dirt on my name. You still talking out of pocket against my name. Keep that same energy, buddy. I got something coming for you. Keep that same energy. Hold that thought right there. Hold that thought right there. I got something waiting for you. I got something on the way for you, buddy. And that's what it is. I don't hold back. Black people try me, they gonna pay for what they done. That's me. Now you might have not went through that with black people. But me as a prophet, I did, and you can't change that narrative. You can't make it what you want it to be. They use their free will to come out here and play with me like they clowns, right? Okay then, ain't nothing you can do to change that narrative. Ain't nothing you can do about it. See, I come to terms with reality, man. I'm a realist. I'm a real realist for real. A realist deals with reality. I incorporate reality into any situation, and other people don't do that. You go into philosophies of love and what we should do. That's not it. That's not reality all the time. It's not reality all the time. Sometimes you can wish for something to be a certain way, but it's not what it is. You understand? That's not what they own, right? Okay, so they not on love. So why I'm gonna be on love myself? In this context. And they out there gang stalking. They out there playing games. They out there, when I go in the corner store, they yapping and talking and playing games. We going to war about that. That's all there is to it. That's it, man. Because I know now, it's not a matter of what we doing. You're wielding insults as to attack whether it's true or not. Once I know that's the lane you doing it in. No, you don't care if it's real or not. You don't care if it's true about me or not. You're wielding insults knowing it's not true. You're playing around people's mind knowing they good people. Right. Okay, so once that's the lane, buddy, say no more. Say no more, buddy, because I'm built like this, buddy. I'm built like this. All these people you use, even at the phone, at the phone place, dude out there talking under his breath, saying something about like my sexuality, like I'm stupid. I just heard the dude. Listen, bro, let me tell you something, man. I always been 100 no matter what I do. No matter what I've done in my bedroom, I'm always 100. Which means, listen, buddy, if you pose a threat against me, I've always been 100. See, in black culture, you think because a person do this and do that in their bedroom, that dictates their warfare. My warfare been 100 no matter what I did in my bedroom. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. I was around killers no matter what my sexuality was. That's my story. That's not your story. That's mine. Okay, now, you might have been out here with these different sexualities and you wasn't 100. You went around these lames. You went around these busters. You know what I'm saying? You went around people that wasn't catching bodies. Okay, that's you. That's your story. You got to live your truth. I got to live mine. Okay, in my story, no matter what my sexuality was, I was around people catching bodies. I was around people that had bodies under their belt. So then sexuality never dictated whether I would catch a body or I was around people that was killers. You see what I'm saying, right? Okay then. Because you a lame coming from black culture. Listen, man, we don't care nothing about nobody's sexuality. Listen, my sexuality don't mean nothing. Listen, I still take care of you. You insinuating that a sexuality gonna change the facts of that. I don't care what my sexuality is. I'll take you to the grave if I got to. But I am a heterosexual. But I'm just saying for the record. You know what I'm saying? For these lames that's part of black culture, I don't care what my sexuality is, man. If I got a gun, I'm gonna give it to you. If I got to. smoke you just like a 100 Newport. And that's that. And God knows I'll do it to you. God knows that. I don't care if you know it. God knows it. I'm sorry. Listen, you a sucker. I'm not. I lived in California. I lived in Los Angeles. You go ask about me. I've been on the West Coast, everything. You a lame, almost bum New Yorker. Almost a bum, barely. You're barely not a bum. Half of you New Yorkers working, you're barely not a bum. That's how they look, don't they? They barely not bums. Hey, half these New Yorkers look in their face, they barely not bums, ain't they? They barely, look at them though, I'm dead serious. They look like they barely not a bum, bruh. Sitting up putting your mouth on me, you barely not a bum. Like I'm stupid. You black, you in New York. The cost of living is crazy. You're barely not a bum. Barely. Okay? I'm listen, this is who I am right here, buddy. Okay? I'm out there every time I got to be, and I told y'all that. I'm out there. If I was scary, I wouldn't even be outside at nighttime, buddy. I think like I know how criminals think, buddy. You see me show up and pull up every time as soon as my EBT hit, buddy, I'm right out there. In the nighttime, moving back and forth in the nighttime. You forgot in the middle of how I move, the most dangerous time to be out there is night. Last time I checked, these suckers ain't gonna halfway do nothing. You ain't even always, you ain't even built like that. You ain't gonna do nothing. You definitely ain't gonna do nothing in the daytime. You barely do something at nighttime. Come on, man. Listen, man. Listen, bro. I'm out there at night, bruh. Anytime you want to see me, you know. You listen, I'm sure you know. I'm sure you watching and you see me out there. Do you see me running and looking like I'm scared? Do you see, listen, I'm out there every time I gotta be. Do that make sense? That's what a grown man gonna tell you. I'm out there every time I gotta be. I'm out there every time I gotta be. You understand me? But I ain't got nothing to prove. But I'm out there every time I gotta be, buddy. Just remember that. Just remember that. I done put a $4 million offering last night. $4 million is on the way. $4 million. Because when the value exchange goes through, that's $4 million in another country that I sent it to. Do you understand? When you send USD, first thing when you become international, you realize USD is gold, right? Okay, so that currency, when it exchange in a different country, that's gonna be millions of dollars. And these people say they hustlers, but I don't hear half of them talking about the value exchange of the USD in another country. That's just having out. You could take the USD and make it millions in another country. That's the first thing I learned when I became international. With that being said, I just made a $4 million transaction last night. God will give you strategies. He will give you spiritual warfare strategies to defeat the enemy in ways they didn't even think about. Now they looking goofy. Because they know it applies. I mean, you can't say nothing. It's facts. They can't go and spend another currency in their country. They have to exchange it. And when they exchange it, it's going to be millions in many cases, depending on what country it is. I just sent $4 million. It's on the way. The smoke you wanted is on the way. That's why, look, man, listen. All that stuff, all that yapping y'all was doing last night, I heard everything you was doing in the corner store in Utica, over here on Utica, Utica Avenue. I heard all the yapping in the bodega. Up there talking about, oh yeah, he looked like a pedophile. That's what one dude said. How you look like a pedophile? And that's how we know. See, it's that mentality that tells on people's self. You know, it's almost racism. Oh, well, if you look a little mixed up, maybe you look like a pedophile if you don't look all the way African. If I ain't dark-skinned enough, if I look a little different than African, maybe I'm a pedophile. Yeah, that part, that's a form of racism. When I can look at your features in your face and make different negative assumptions about you, I can do the same thing about you. You see what I'm saying? So then, you know what? Listen, buddy, you made a fatal mistake last night. Because my thing is this, just like any real one gonna say, if I'm out the way and you still playing in my face, you in trouble. I'm out the way, bro. I'm too out the way. I'm too out the way. I do it on purpose, just in case you thought I was stupid. I stay out the way on purpose. When you see me and you play a game, listen, I just bought you. I just bought you for another day, another month rather. Oh, all the stuff you did, listen, you bought, bro. Which means I had the right, once you traded against me, I had the right to do what I had to do. It's going through. It's a green light, bro. We're putting green lights on these people. Any tribe that try us, we're putting green lights on them. I don't care if they black. That's part of the last days. The righteous Africans fighting against the wicked Africans. The righteous Africans fighting against the wicked Africans. That's part of the last days. What you thought we was going to all be together and they over there doing all kind of stuff, witchcraft and hoodoo and voodoo. I told you it's a revival in it. It's a revival in it. It's not like, oh, a little bit of it back in the day over here. No, it's a whole bunch of people that decided to join into African American witchcraft, which is hoodoo with an H. I'm educated. That's the main source of black magic that these black people are using. Hoodoo. The second one in line is voodoo. Okay? I'm fasting against hoodoo. I'm fasting against voodoo. I'm fasting against Papa Leba. I know about Papa Leba. Blanc Donnie, the Grand Zombie. The three entities of voodoo. Papa Leba, Blanc Donnie, and the Grand Zombie. I'm not one of these Christians that don't know about voodoo, buddy. I know I'm fasting against Papa Leba. I'm fasting against Blanc Donnie. I'm fasting against the Grand Zombie. 3 different fasts. Long-term, lifelong fastings, taking a food item, fasting that food item for the rest of my life on Blanc Donnie, on Papa Leba, and the Grand Zombie. I'm on my job, buddy. That's why you can't get it through. Hoodoo, I got hoodoo covered. I've been fasting against hoodoo for like, what, 5 years, 6 years now? Going on 6 years? I ain't playing no game. I ain't no novice, buddy. This is black belt spiritual warfare, buddy. And if you ain't a black belt, I'm gonna wash you up. I know all about hoodoo and voodoo and Papa Leba and Blanc Donnie and the Grand Zombie. I know all about hoodoo, talking to the ancestors and all of that. I know all about that. I done listened to real hoodoo practitioners. I done listened to them. I done listened to people that practice hoodoo for a living and make money off of it. They craft is so lit, they make money off of it. With that weak craft you got, no, I done listened to people that got craft, they make money off of it, bro. Yeah, what you doing? You ain't making no money off of it. You trying to, playing with me, right? Yeah, how that's working out? Trying to use your craft to get some money off of me, huh? Oh, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. How that's working out for you? I done listen to real people who use hoodoo and get bread off of it. I'm not like these other Christians. You gotta listen to the prophet from a different ear, buddy. That's why I try to tell y'all lame niggas. Sitting up thinking I'm one of these church folks. done played with spiritual black belt, with spiritual warfare, and now it's a war, and that's all there is to it, man. Listen, I'm not sitting up here trying to work anything out, just like a street nigga gonna tell you. I ain't trying to work nothing out. Who am I? I ain't no mediator. I'm not a mediator. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to work anything out. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Think about it, man. They act like you supposed to play a position when you take stuff off these people, and you supposed to work it out. I supposed to play a position of working it out, and you playing while you playing in my face. Imagine that, bruh. Imagine that. You got it twisted, bro. You got me twisted. You got me twisted. I ain't trying to work nothing out at this point. I'm taking care of my business. That's what I'm doing. Just like a real nigga on the street, black on black crimes, a dude from the other side gonna tell you the same thing. I'm just taking care of my business, bro. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? See, the mistake that a lot of black people make is they think they the only side that's real. That's the people that get smashed all the time. You think you the only ones that's ghetto. You think you the only ones that got thugs in your family. We all got thugs in our family. That will kill you for me. If it came down to it, they would kill you. Okay, I got that too. I got people in my family. If in the right situation, they'll take your life for me. Okay, everybody got that. But you don't let that put a battery in your back. Like, we ain't like that over here. And see, that's what happens out there continuously in the street. One side think they got it, and the other side, and they think the other side don't. See, these days, one thing you always got to remind yourself of is, like I just said, we all got real niggas in our family, bruh. So you could think you trying somebody that's fake, but what about the real niggas in his family? That's why you gotta even take precaution with even a fake nigga. No, for real. Because he got real niggas in his family. Right or wrong. We in 2026 where everybody got real niggas in their family. Man, show me a black family ain't got no real niggas. So we got it too, sucker. Y'all ain't the only one, man. You ain't the only one. You flattering yourself, buddy. You good at flattering yourself, ain't you? We got real niggas on our side too, man. Sold drugs all their life, nigga. Ain't never had a job, nigga. Sold drugs and got houses and cars, nigga. Ain't worked a job, never, nigga. We got the same thing in our family. You know what I'm saying? People, I'm dead serious, bro. Like, dudes be tripping out here, bro. Like, you ain't got real niggas in your family. I mean, that's a video in itself, ain't it? Hey, let's talk about how every black family got real niggas in their family. These dudes acting like they just limited to playing with you, and who you are is just what it's all limited to. It's not limited just to me. I mean, you know, in the average situation with a black person, you ain't just limited to that person. They got real niggas in their family. What about that? Who gonna look out for their little cousin or whatever? You know what I'm saying? And knock you off easy. We all got that, little buddy. We all got real niggas in our family. We all do. Welcome to the real world. You know, these Bill Cosby kids act like they don't know that. I call them Bill Cosby, like they call it like the Huxtables. Remember the Huxtables was them strange, they ain't living like a real black families. The Huxtables. These dudes out here like the Huxtables, man. Excuse me, I just wanted to freshen my breath. They out here like the Huxtables. We all got real niggas in our family, right or wrong. That's what I'm saying. When you think about that, you fall back though. Okay, yeah, you're right. We all got real niggas in our family. Take your whole head off for me. Right now, if they knew the games you were playing, they'll take your whole head off, bruh. We all got real soldiers in our family, bro. That's real. You know what I'm saying? So stop acting like you don't know that, bro. That's how we know who fake and who real. See, that's the next conversation. These new conversations like that. Okay, you can't have it, can you? Because you know what? You don't think in the real world. You know, you don't think like real niggas think. Well, a real nigga gonna think about that. Oh, well, he got somebody to love him, then knock our head off. Whether he fake or not. What about that? What about that part, sucker? If I'm fake, it's somebody in my family that ain't. That catch body, that I'm about to catch a body, all of that. See, you the type of black person that come out here fresh off the porch and think you the only real nigga out here. Think your family's the only real niggas out here. You them type of niggas. Think y'all the only real niggas out here sitting on the porch smoking weed like y'all the only G's in the damn world. You know what I'm saying? Pardon my French. You know, you acting like you the only real G's in the world, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't the only niggas in the world. Sitting out there smoking weed like G's, like y'all the only G's in the world, nigga. Can't be serious. Corny dudes, you know what I'm saying? Act like y'all the only homies in the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, them the type of dudes who get smoked, bro. I mean, basically, think about it. They don't have a understanding that even though we out here smoking weed with the homies in my family, and you love your hood, you love your family, y'all ain't the only real niggas in the world, bruh. But you can get caught up in that, thinking I love my family, we real, nah. And until you meet somebody else who's just as real as y'all. And in most cases, sometimes you're gonna find people realer than y'all. They realer. More 100, ready to smash on sight. Way harder than you. And most importantly, way quicker than you. Ready to smash way quicker. See, where I come from in the South, you got 3 type of light-skinned people. You got 3 types of them. You got the normal light-skinned people, black people. You got the punk light-skinned people. And you got the crazy light-skinned people. I come from the crazy light-skinned people. You understand me? And so some of you dark-skinned people, no, we gotta say this because see, white people don't know about this. With dark-skinned people, take light-skinned people as weak. You know what I'm saying? Until you realize, if you come from the South, where I come from. Listen, buddy. Listen, we breed crazy light-skinned people in the South, buddy. And now, I don't know about y'all. But where I come from, you understand me? And that go back to the old generations, where these light-skinned people go in, buddy. Way more cutthroat than you, don't care nothing about that. Cause see, what they raised around niggas just like everybody else. Think about what I'm saying. They raised around niggas with the same mentality like everybody else. So you gonna breed in the South with all them niggas down there, you gonna breed crazy light-skinned people, normal light-skinned people, and punks. And if you don't know which one you're dealing with, you play around a crazy light-skinned person. You play around a crazy light-skinned person, they way more cutthroat than you. With nothing to prove, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? If you don't know what you're doing, bro, you mess around playing one of these light-skinned crazy people, they're gonna bleed you out, buddy. Gonna bleed you out. You're gonna bleed out around here, bruh. I'm dead serious. See, black people, white people don't know about this. So, cause they'll assume the same thing. Oh, that's a diluted African. That's not really the real thing. Yeah. You got crazy light-skinned people and these white folks don't know no better. Yeah, that part. Yeah, light-skinned white people don't know about crazy light-skinned people. No, you gotta say this. You gotta say, cause they don't know no better. They gonna think, ooh, this is the real essence of African. Now that's an African. I don't care what it is. And I don't care what I am. You know what I mean? That's real. I don't care what it is. It can get smashed like anything else. They can get smashed like anybody else. And that's what they're getting anyway. They're getting smashed like anybody else. Am I right or wrong? They getting smashed. Black, dark-skinned dudes out here getting smashed like anybody else, bruh. Dreads and everything, all that stuff. 6'9", getting smashed like everybody else, sucker. All the time, getting smashed, bruh. Come on, so man, I pay attention to that. All these people out here thinking they so tough and bad, but they getting smashed all the time. You ain't looking at that? I am. I'm looking at that. Man, out here, okay, all this stuff going on, all this music, all this stuff, riding around, all that, getting smashed, still getting smashed. Bottom line, tell these white folks, man, that's why I try to tell you, white folks need to stay out of black people's business, bro. Point blank, period. I don't allow no white boy in my business. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's where you're going to realize I'm real, but I'm a Christian man. You know what I mean when I say that? Because see, a white man to come in and don't know culture and don't know how people think and don't know certain things and come out here and play in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a little diluted, like he think I'm a weak breed because I'm exotic. You know what I'm saying? I got an exotic bloodline. I got a lot of bloodlines. Right? That's called exotic. I say that's exotic. That's not biracial. That's exotic. Because on my government, I'm African, right? Okay, so how I'm biracial and on my government, I'm African? When both of my parents are African. That's not biracial. Biracial is when one of your parents are absolutely white or absolutely whatever else. My parents on their government is African. How in the world I'm biracial when both of my parents are African? Both of my parents are African, sucker. Okay, so then a white boy don't know no better. He come in and make a goofy assumption and get smashed. Okay? You got the crazy the light-skinned dudes don't care nothing about you. Don't care nothing about Nancy. Where's Nancy at? Don't care nothing about Nancy. You found Nancy yet? We don't care nothing about Nancy. I'm telling you, mess around playing with light-skinned people, the wrong crazy light-skinned people that don't care nothing about Nancy. Where Nancy at? Y'all found Nancy yet? Hey, it's day 12 or 13 for Nancy, ain't it? Oh man, she gone, bruh. Nancy's gone. Nancy is gone. And there's no compassion. America played with me and played in my face. I don't care about her. I don't care about Nancy. You don't gotta follow my Christianity, bro. I'm at war. Bro. You know what I'm saying? I speak to a certain breed anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. Come on, listen. We know some of these soft Christians some of these soft American people ain't gonna be able to follow this, man. You know what I'm saying? They ain't built like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, listen, you talking to the walls. You talk to the walls with some people anyway, man. You could be right, correct. Even before I get into this message, I could be all the way right, and it's going to go in one ear and out the other. Because they're going to choose a love cult Christianity. So by now, I got my real audience that's still here anyway. I got the real people that's only that I need to be, that really can only get on the, most of them, especially in America, they the only ones who get on this level anyway. Cause you ain't trying to work things out with these lames playing out here in the field and out here playing with people and then acting like we the ones that's a loose cannon, acting like we the monsters. You know what I'm saying? But you played in our face. That's the rules. You know the rules. You played in our face, then you can't even dictate what happened to you. You can't dictate or interpret what happens to you when you play with somebody else. When people out here dying from unprovoked killings. They're getting killed unprovoked. So how you gonna interpret when you play with somebody? Think about it now. People get killed for no reason. Now imagine if it is a reason. You could die. I mean, if you could die for no reason, I'm pretty sure you can die for a reason. Any reason. You can die for any reason. And I think that's what you need to think about, buddy. Any reason. Like playing in my, people in this building playing in my face. Buddy, listen, you in the real world or you in the building? I'm in the real world. I'm not in this building. You know what I mean? I'm in the real world in this building. That part, that's 7 out. I'm in the real world in this building, sucker. And I think you need to start acting like you in the real world in this building. Because it's suckers like you that hide behind buildings and staff and organizations. I don't care nothing about this organization. You will get smashed up in here, hiding behind or blind to your own dumb mentality like you hiding behind the building. Or you hiding behind HASA. I don't care about HASA. I don't care about no HASA. You better get your head straight, little buddy. Like you in prison. You better hold your head, sucker. Better hold your head. Because when you playing with me, buddy, listen, I go by rules and regulations. That's all I go by, buddy. I don't go by no hiding behind no building, hiding behind no staff, hiding behind nothing. That's how I like it. And that's how I keep it, bro. Okay? Think it's a game if you want to, bro. Think it's a game if you want to. You can't fake real. You can't fake real. I don't need your approval. I think you better perk your ears up, buddy. Better perk your ears up. That's for men, women, and children. You better perk your little ears up, buddy. Realize what you're playing with. Like I said, you got 3 type of light-skinned people. The normal ones, the punks, and the crazy light-skinned people. And if you one of them dumb little African culture people that's around here thinking you something harder than everybody else, you gonna get smashed by a crazy light-skinned person. Oh, I know what I'm talking about, buddy. I seen it. I know what I'm talking about because a light-skinned person gonna be under more pressure. They gonna go through more stuff in life, dealing with these ignorant black people. And by the time they come out of that on the other side, they either gonna be broken, which is a punk. They really ain't a punk, they was broken. You know what I'm saying? They got broken, they folded, you know what I'm saying? It's not really that they was a punk. They folded, right? Then you got those who become crazy, you know, not in the right way. You like, they just not taking anything because they've been through so much with black people. You know what I'm saying? This is what white people don't know. They got more to prove in the hood. You know what I'm saying? People gonna put you to the test or whatever. And it's still black people that doubt you, right? So you're gonna be so imagine going through that over and over again. You're gonna come out, you're gonna be a crazy light-skinned person that smash these dark-skinned people if they want it. You know what I'm saying? If they want it. That's all I'm saying. We got real niggas on our side too. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. This is what some black people forget. We got this real niggas on both sides. Okay? You ain't the only one got real niggas that's riding around with cars, riding around with a drum, everything. You ain't the only real niggas got niggas riding around with drums and everything. Okay? Let's get that in proper perspective. See, that's what I just live in the real world, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is how people get killed. They don't think in the real world. Okay? That's what it is. They don't think in the real world. That's what it is. That's what, you tell me what it is. That's what it is. They don't think in the real world. And then before you know, you got a problem with these other people over here. You know what I'm saying? That's a little more crazy than you. You thought you was crazy. That old school stuff. Then you met your match. You know what I'm saying? You got smashed. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been around killers. Real killers. I've been around Jamaicans. I've been around a Jamaican with a body. Yeah. If you want to talk it, I mean, you know, I've been around a Jamaican that done killed somebody. You know what I mean? And that's your homie. You going to meet his mother, everything. This dude Jamaican, he done caught a body, everything. Ain't nothing but 20 years old with a body under his belt. 20 years old, 100, already done killed somebody. Not no old Jamaican walking around with gray dread. No disrespect. Walking around with toe-up dreads and everything. I ain't talking about that. And caught a body back in the 80s. No, we ain't talking about that, buddy. No, that's what you thought I was talking about. No, I'm talking about a Jamaican dude that was only 20 years old with a body under his belt. Wasn't even legal to drink, but already done caught a body. Certified. Told me he glad he met me. Oh, I'm glad I met you, man. Jamaican dude, yo, I'm glad I met you. People be glad killers, glad they met me. Man, listen, man, bro. Listen, man. Listen, I think you need to take another look at me, bro. You need to take another look. I think you need to take another look. I think you need to take another look. Because whatever you think you are, buddy, I probably already done met somebody like you. Whatever you think you are. Key words. What you think you are. I have met someone like you. I had killers as my acquaintances, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with me, bruh. That's what I'm saying. Stop playing with me. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Some of y'all, some people so dumb in their head, they get their head blowed off like that too. Dumb in the head, can't hear stuff. Talking, but ever talking. Ever smart, but can't hear what you need to hear. Them type of dudes, them type of niggas. Yeah, smart and seem smart, don't they? Seem like they know everything, but ain't listening, right? Boom. You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro, listen. It's some people, bro, that's just as real as you, man. That's what I'm saying. They got real niggas on their side just like you do. Just keep that in mind, bro. Cause you know everybody gonna feel their own squad. Everybody gonna feel their own team. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not careful, you'll think you the only ones out here like that. Them type of niggas get smashed. They come out here, you know, like they the only team, you know, high, off weed, going around, walking around everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Wind up trying the wrong people, bro. Getting smashed right on sight. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. You know what I mean? You can't take the mentality like you the only one, man. And that's food for thought for black people in general. You ain't the only one that's 100. You ain't as a whole community. I can take you down to South America where the Latinos 100. Cutthroat, everything. That's where all the cocaine come from. Well, you know they 100 down there. You know that. If all the cocaine come from down there, how they ain't 100? And black people sit back like they the only ones 100. Come on, man, stop playing, bro. Yeah, I'm just being 100, bro. I'm just being real, man. You know what I'm saying? I put everything in proper perspective, man. Because see, everybody gonna think they everything. You know what I'm saying? In America, man, that's their problem. That's why they get smashed like they do. They think they everything, man. You can't come out here like you everything. I just hold my head, and you ain't real enough to know the difference. You know what I'm saying? I just hold my head, even verbally. You know what I'm saying? I supposed to. I'm holding my head verbally right now. I supposed to. When you challenge me, I supposed to hold my head verbally. That's how I see it. You know, that's how it is. I done lived everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me about New York. I lived in Harlem. I was down on 125th. You can't tell me about New York either. You can't play that New York card either. You can't play that one either. I done lived in Harlem, East New York, New Lots Avenue. Come on. Walking all through the hood, walking all through East New York. Huh? Come on, man. Bed-Stuy, everything. Nostrand, I know all about that. You should have did your homework, suckers. You can't, listen, man. Utica, this is nothing to me. This neighborhood ain't nothing. This ain't Brooklyn to me. It's Brooklyn to you. This ain't Brooklyn to me. That's how you know who don't live in Brooklyn. Oh, this ain't Brooklyn to me. Utica Avenue? Man, come on, stop playing, bro. Eastern Parkway is more Brooklyn than this. To me, that's me. I done walk up and down this thing, man. This ain't nah. Eastern Parkway is more Brooklyn to me. Right, think about it. Dudes walking up and down Eastern Parkway from Atlantic and Nostrand and all of that. That's Eastern Parkway is more Brooklyn than Utica. Yeah, that's all I'm saying, bro. White folks, man, listen, these white girls gone wild and these white boys gone wild. Listen, I hope I put you in your proper place right now. This is where you at in the real. This is how it needs to be. You need to understand, bro. For real. You need to understand, bro. People willing to die for this. If you can't come out here and hold your head and say what you gotta say and state your issue to my face, you know what I'm saying? Listen, bro, listen, man, you playing yourself thinking you playing with me, buddy. You playing yourself thinking you in my lane. Ain't nobody I'm not holding you back. No, that's what you need to think about. I'm not holding you back. I'm not holding you back. I don't care. Well, these people stopping me, that's the only reason I'm not stopping you. And if you was a fighter, that's what you gonna pay attention to. I'm not stopping you. Why you listening to them? Well, they just holding me back. They let me at them. They holding me back. Let me at them. That kind of mentality. Like, if it wasn't from them, I would have done, man, listen, man, you can come on now. We can go to war right now, broad daylight. We can go to war this morning. I'm 100, bro. I don't go through California and let these bums here try me. Because I know you scared of Los Angeles. I know you scared of California. And that go for the women too. You scared of California. You ain't built like me. I tell a woman you ain't built like me. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because half of them want to be niggas these days anyway. Well, let me give you a taste of it. You ain't built like me, buddy. You ain't, listen, you won't listen. You ain't gonna go to Los Angeles. You ain't gonna go to LA. You ain't gonna go out there on the street level. You'll go to a hotel. Yeah, you'll go to a hotel. You ain't gonna go to the streets. At nighttime, you ain't gonna be out there on the streets. No, listen. You ain't gonna be on no parts of the streets of LA. Cause you don't know LA. You gonna be scared of every part of LA. An out of town person like you gonna be scared of LA totally. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. You gonna be scared of LA completely. You ain't never went through Compton in your life, have you? I can say I went through Compton. You ever been through Compton? You ain't been through Compton, have you? Listen, man, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. For females, let me tell you something, bro. Listen, you playing in a grown man's lane. You understand me? I don't care about your black culture. I'm talking about me. You playing with a grown man. I don't care about your culture. I can say I went through Compton. Anything, a smart person know anything could have happened. Whether you on train, you went to, whatever you did, the car could have got shot up. Anything. You ever been through Compton? Look at it for what it's worth. You ain't never been. I have. I can say I've been through it. I ain't say I chilled on the set with the homies, but let's keep it 100. From you coming out of town to passing through Compton, it's worth noting. It's worth noting if you ain't from LA and you from North Carolina that you actually went through Compton. That's worth noting. You ain't never done it, have you? You ain't never been through Compton at all, have you? That's what I'm saying, man. Listen, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. You are a person from the internet. You are internet people. I'm on the internet only doing these videos like this. The only reason I'm doing these videos is for a good pastime. First, praising God, first of all. A good pastime. While I'm around all these lanes, it's a good way to pass time by. Putting everything in proper perspective. And also regulating. With that being said, piggybacking off of that, regulating on these lanes. Thinking you something you're not. You ain't never lived in LA. You ain't never lived in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about it. And if you did go to LA, all you did was hide up in the rooms and go to restaurants and all of that. And then if you did go to the hood, all you did was go to the soul food restaurants and hang out or go to the mall and everything. You ain't really walk any streets of LA. You ain't hang out among the streets of LA. That's for females. That's all for you. That's a whole dish for you. That's a whole platter right there for you. You ain't in my lane at all on everything I love. On everything I love. Yeah, I keep these dumb niggas, females in check too. Yes, sir. Because you low-key think you on my level. You low-key for whatever reason. But we know you ain't got the heart to do what I do. And that's all I'm talking about, buddy. You can keep all them additives. You can keep all that culture stuff. We talking about do's and don'ts and do's. And if you ain't done what I've done, you in a dream world, girl, thinking you can see me. That's how you do it. You don't let these niggas, I don't care if they female, because them gonna be the main ones thinking they can put their little head up and say something. Or play with your politics. Nah, a real nigga can go, listen, these days in 2026, he gonna shut the females and do females down like niggas. I shut them down like niggas too. You shouldn't be out here playing around. Okay, that's it. That's what it is. If you was such a female, then you shouldn't even be politicking on a nigga. You should be talking about these females. You should be over here talking about politicking about these hoes, right? You shouldn't be over here playing with me, buddy. Okay, so I feel justified based off that. Yeah. You don't come over here playing with me, playing in my lane. And everybody know, man, if I had more money, I'll be able to show everybody what it is. Strapped up like Rambo. The only reason I ain't got it, because I need more money. That's the only reason. That's the only reason you ain't really seen me in my full entirety. But you can clearly see the mentality is there, bro. I'm just doing other things, like making $4 million transactions. When I know half these females that's talking about broke niggas and lames and scrubs, you ain't never made no $1 million transaction. Oh, they'll call me a scrub, right? Right. But I done made $1 million transaction in my life and you haven't. Okay, I'm a scrub, but I done made a $4 million transaction. I'm a scrub, but I done been coast to coast getting respect. But you haven't. But you local, you East Coast, you New York. But I'm a scrub, but I'm coast to coast. My name ring bells over there on the West Coast. Come on, man, listen, see, you a lame, you wasn't paying attention to things. You paying attention to what white boys pay attention to. You pay attention to what white boys pay attention to. And what white girls pay attention to. That's right. I'm coast to coast with mine. Oh, you don't gotta believe it. You don't gotta believe it. I walk away unscathed every time. Okay, in the end, I do. Everything is understood in its proper context. Because I'm going to explain it in its proper context. It's going to make sense. Like when I was in LA with the gang stalkers, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what to believe. But I can tell you one thing, I ain't put nobody in jail. But think about you went to LA and you seen gang stalkers. Okay, oh, wow. Look at what this dude been through. Okay, you gonna think that's LA. But it wasn't. You got your respect through LA, but you had to deal with gang stalkers there too. And you halfway thinking that's the streets. But you ain't put nobody in jail. You ain't point nobody out, did you? That's all I'm talking about, buddy. That's all I'm saying. That's it, basically. That's it. And you still had to hold your head anyway, didn't you? On your own anyway, didn't you? Okay, that's it too. That's the balance. Boom. You still gotta listen. Ultimately, you still had to walk the streets of LA where anything could have happened to you anyway. Okay, listen, yeah, that part. You still wind up doing that anyway, didn't you? Okay, see, so that's the balance right there, man. Come on, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Even whatever you heard, if you a dumb nigga and you don't know niggas grow like a tree, you gonna be talking about things 10, 5, 20 years ago. What you need to think about right now is who I am today. Okay? That's what I mean, you know, because some people get off on this folklore. You know niggas gonna try to hold some on your head. Oh yeah, they gonna try to hold some on your head. I don't care if it's your sexuality, I don't care what it is. A nigga gonna try to hold some on your head, and the truth is you still can get smashed no matter what you heard. No matter what you heard. This is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? I dare somebody to challenge it and see what happens. God is waiting for somebody to challenge it. Because you already played in my face, man. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no easy way out. Ain't no easy way out of that. And they just did it last night too? Oh, yeah, you should have knew. You listen, man, you should have knew I was going to check this. People talking at the bodegas, down going towards Kings Highway, going down Utica, going towards King Highway on the left-hand side. People in the bodegas talking out of pocket. Oh, yeah, man, listen, bro. Listen. It's gonna happen. You gonna hear back. It's gonna affect your whole American community. We after the whole UWAP, man. You know what I'm saying? We after the old UWAP. The whole UWAP. I'm after the whole UWAP. Meaning the whole portion. That's my slang. The whole UWAP. I'm after the whole UWAP. All these people playing games in my face. This collective community, I'm after the whole UWAP, buddy. Okay? That's where it's at. So, I mean, real does recognize real, right? You can hear, even though I'm from North Carolina, you hear it's 100. You hear the principles, don't you? Okay, so stop playing, bro. You already know what time it is, man. You can't make this stuff up. I didn't learn it off the internet. I learned this with interacting with people. I learned this from the rules and regulations. You understand? This doesn't come from the street, the internet. Where at on the internet? You know, you can be this fluent talking about this. Come on, man. Listen, man. A white boy gonna tell you all type of things. You don't. That's why I tell you, you don't bring no white boy into black people's problems. I don't care how old that white boy is. That's what it is. Because he don't know certain things, man. He just don't. Like crazy light-skinned people. He don't know about that, do it? Until he gets smashed out here. Till he find out the hard way. He gonna think y'all 100 like y'all the only ones 100. Yeah. The white boy gonna make that mistake. So it's already on and popping, man. Cause like I said, they said something to me out of pocket. Man, listen, bro. I ain't even out here. Can you imagine me? If I could see if I was out here, where you even see me interact with your family. You ain't even see me interact with your community. For you to even place no opinion. You know what I'm saying? This dude talking about this dude said I look like a pedophile. That ain't a green light we gonna put on these people. That's a green light all day. We putting green light on Utica right there for that reason. Man, yeah, absolutely. How you gonna say somebody look like a pedophile, bro? That explains what this is. These niggas talking about somebody look like something. What does a pedophile even look like? What does it even look like? For somebody to say something like that, man, let's keep in mind, man, in a perfect situation, man, people get smashed for that, bro, and we know that, bro. We know that. In the perfect world, buddy, they be dead, man. All day, you know that, man. You already know that, man. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna hear back, man, because how you gonna hear back is we gonna put it on your whole country. You're gonna get the response, in other words. It's no way around it. I already heard what I heard. I know what I heard. Okay? It was 4 or 5 of them talking out of pocket. I count at least 3 solid talking out of pocket. That's all I need, man. Talking to the clerk at the store. He listening too. He talking too. Listen, we going in, bro. That's all. That's all, bro. Just prepare for it. Just prepare for it. Green light on all of Utica, man. Straight like that. Green light on Utica. Ain't no love, nigga. Green light on Utica Avenue. All up and down. From East Coast, from East to Parkway, all the way to Kings Highway. Green light on you, buddy. Because, man, listen. You know, you in politics. All of y'all is, right? You decided to do that. That was your decision, right? Green light, buddy. That's all. That's all, bro. And listen, it's gonna affect your community. All this community gonna be affected by it. Watch what happens. We gonna get all of America for it. But in a good way, listen, you're gonna see all kind of stuff happening in this community. Valentine's Day is off, buddy. Watch it. Y'all listen, America gonna have a horrible Valentine's Day for gang stalking the prophet today. You're gonna have a horrible Valentine's Day. Watch. Yeah, that's right. Ain't no love. That's right. I feel totally justified. I don't feel no compassion. I don't feel no ill feelings. I don't feel like I'm out of pocket. I don't feel like a monster. I don't feel like a bad person. I don't. No, I don't. You play in my politics, you play in my face when I come into the bodega and you say something like that. That's killing words, man. When people got something on them, man, they challenge that. But guess what? You know, see, this is how you know I'm not posing. You know what I told the whole story before I walked out? Why it was just us, before any females and all that stuff. This was all men. This was all men, by the way. Just in that place and time. Women probably could have came in there if I stayed in there long enough, right? But it was all dudes in there. When I said this, I said, look, man, I made sure before I walked out what I said. Oh, go ask him. Go ask him. Go ask him what I said. I said, man, listen. If you can't say that to my face, and you listen, you're a boy. If you can't say that to my face like a man, this is what I say to Essence. You a boy. I rule over all of you. I told him, I said, I rule over you. I rule over you. I said it to the whole store can hear it. That's how loud it was. I made sure they heard it, and anybody could have challenged it. Anybody could have challenged it. Oh, I didn't just walk out. Well, you should know me better than that, man. Come on. And if they really wanted to smoke, if they was the real politicians they project themselves to be, somebody would have stood up and said, man, then what you trying to say? And I would have clarified it. I would have clarified it right there for him. A real one would have said, well, what you trying to say? You already know you talking out of pocket anyway. So how you gonna clean up? A real one, you know what I mean? A real one gonna say, well, what you trying to say, bro? I'm trying to say, if you can't say it, if you ain't man enough to say it to my face, I don't think you should be saying it at all. That's what I'm trying to say. If you can't say it to my face, if you can't say it mano a mano, if you can't challenge it like a real man would, I don't think you should be saying it at all. That's what I'm trying to say. So I told him, listen, I rule over all of you. If you can't say that to my face, if you ain't man enough to say that to my face, man, listen, until you man enough to say that to my face, that's what I told him. Until you man enough to say that, I told the whole store right here on Utica Avenue. That's this morning, after midnight. That's the whole store, the bodega, the dude at the clerk, all them lames. Man, them lames to me, man. For you to even be involved, you a lame. How you gonna be a clerk at a bodega involved and I can come back and get with you if I want to? You ain't nothing can stop that if I want you. Am I right or wrong? But you in the street politics, but I can come back and get you if I want you. That's why I tell these suckers that work at these stores, these little cool little dudes, you know them type, these little cool little niggas that work at these bodegas, stay out the streets, bruh. Because I can come get you. You a sitting duck. You a sitting duck. I can come easily get with you. And then what? Then what, bro? The ambulance gonna be out there picking you up. That's what. And all them little lame niggas that's been talking with you, they gonna be sitting back putting candles out there. Putting Roman candles outside of your bodega. You know what I mean? Putting pictures out there and stuff. Putting balloons. They're gonna be putting balloons in front of your bodega. You think it's a game? Listen, bro. I advise you lame niggas to stay out of my business, bro. Okay? In 2026, if you work at a store and you stay in the hood, Stay out the politics, bro, because a person can easily come back and kill you. If they smart as I am, and I hear what I hear and I know what I know, right? I could easily come back and get with you, bro. I don't even, listen, you wouldn't even expect it. Smart as I am, you wouldn't even expect that of these dumb niggas out here. You wouldn't even expect that, and I can come back up there and get with you. You wouldn't even think your guard would be totally down. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even think that's why I'm coming. You wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. You a sitting duck at a job. Stay at the job. Stay doing what bodega people do. Do what bodega niggas do. Clean up, mop, do all that. Clean up and mop and put out lollipops. Clean up and mop and put out lollipops, sucker. Clean up, mop, put out lollipops. That's what your job is. I'm a full-time street warrior, right? You mop and put out lollipops. That's what you do. Out here in these politics, and anybody can come back up there and smash you. Lame niggas, man. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? See, I wouldn't be in your situation. I wouldn't die like you would die. You could die from, I can already show you a position where you could be dead just from what you've done. Already. You could be dead. Do you think about that? Let that ponder that. People do stuff where, he could have been dead right there. He could have been dead. With a smart nigga. He could have been dead. So you kind of got death lingering where that person could decide to do something to you. And you don't even know. That's not because you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? But for a lack of a better word. So I don't let people, man, play in these politics. And I know you're a bodega nigga, which means you cool with everybody, but really you ain't no street nigga. You might, you probably got some guns, but you ain't got it with you. And if you do, I still can catch you slipping because you working at a bodega, bro. All it takes is a moment in time and it's over with. Whether you got straps at home or not. You see what I'm saying? Okay, that strap ain't gonna save you at home. That strap under the counter on the side and just a moment in time while I catch you slipping ain't gonna save you. Just an educated observation, like I like to say. Just an educated observation. Yeah, I keep these Brooklyn niggas in check too, nigga. That's right. That's right. Because it's all about rules and regulations. I don't go by no name or no neighborhood. I go by real niggas, rules and regulations. And listen, I don't care where you from. See, a lame nigga hide behind Brooklyn. See, they hide behind stuff. And it's lame niggas here too. Oh, of course. And listen, as soon as I see a lame nigga do lame stuff, I don't care where we at. I don't care where we at. You a lame nigga in Brooklyn. And that's that. See, some of y'all get intimidated by these neighborhoods and these communities. I don't care what neighborhood it is. If I call a lame nigga by what he do and what he say out his mouth, right? That's it. That's all. See, these white boys get intimidated by a Brooklyn bodega. I don't care. I see a lame nigga and I'm gonna call a lame nigga out. That's what I'm saying. And I did that before I left that bodega. Any nigga could have challenged it. Any nigga could have said whatever they want to say. Some real niggas would have said, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, what you trying to say? As soon as you would have said that, listen, I would have clarified the whole thing to you, but I promise you. If you real, it wouldn't have been no way you could have disagreed. It wouldn't have been no way. I mean, you can still act like you want smoke. That's a whole different situation. But as far as talking to me, as a real man, you ain't gonna win this situation. Cause they already out of pocket. Listen, it's a win-win situation for me. I'm not making no mistakes. So if we have a real conversation with no mistakes made by me, how you think that conversation gonna go? How you think that conversation gonna go when I ain't made no mistakes? No credible mistakes, no big mistakes. How you think this conversation gonna go between me and you? That's why you a lame nigga can't have that conversation. You know why? Cause listen, that conversation ain't gonna go like you need it to go. It ain't gonna go like you trying to project it that it is going. It ain't going like you think it. Listen, if we had that real conversation, it wouldn't go no way the way you act like it's going now. You see what I'm saying? As soon as I open up my mouth and I tell you my son is 18 years old. My son is 18. My son is a grown man, buddy. You talking to a grown papa. You understand me, sucker? And that's what you tell these lame niggas and hoes. You tell these lame niggas and hoes, I got a grown son. My son is 18, buddy. It ain't about letting it go. You talking about letting it go, but niggas still trying niggas. That's what I'm saying. Imagine that. You talking about letting it go. I mean, that make you even more corny to me. How you talking about letting something go and niggas steady trying a nigga? Niggas steady trying a nigga all the time. And how in the world he gonna let it go and niggas still trying him? Even in this building, niggas still trying me. How I'm gonna let it go if niggas still trying me? He ain't got no chance to let it go. Niggas talking about, he don't let nothing go. What you mean let go? These niggas playing games every day, nigga. Huh? Okay then, so what are you talking about, man? Now see, you start to sound retarded. Oh well, if a nigga trying you, if niggas constantly trying you, then how you gonna let it go? That's what I'm saying, bruh. You thought you was dealing with a chump. That's all it is. You trying to clean it up. Like, oh, you know, you trying to get real. You trying to get real on my level. You trying to camouflage. That's how I put it. You trying to blend in with the realness, and you can't do it. That's what's hurting you right now, ain't it? You can't blend in with this realness. No, you can't. No, you can't. Most of you got some street reputation. It's washed up. It's old. You ain't got no street. Listen, the stuff you did happened 10, 15, 10, 20 years ago, and you washed up and rusty out here in these streets playing with a youngin'. Basically. I'm fresh on mine, buddy. I'm fresh. Fresh. Exciting. Do. So exciting to me. La 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 la. Ooh, he's so fresh. Hey man, let me tell you something, man. I'm fresh with these street politics, nigga. You understand me? And if you not fresh with these politics as a white boy, I'ma wash a white boy up, nigga. You understand me? I don't care what you be. I don't care where you from. I don't care about the military or the police. You gonna have to kill me, buddy. You gonna have to. You gonna have to, cause we ain't gonna stop. It's not gonna stop, nigga. White boy, you shouldn't have came out here. Whether that white boy is Trump, whether that white boy is the military, white boy shouldn't have came out here playing with no nigga. It's simple as that. Police, hospitals, whatever. Y'all shouldn't have brought no white boy out here. I'm the generation that they fear was coming. That ain't bound down to these white people. I'm not bound down to them. That's my generation. The younger generation too out of whack. They think we all together. You know what I'm saying? Generation Z think white people they friends. And you know what I mean. They think we all together here in America. So their generation can't save America. Only my generation X is the only generation that can do it. Because we in that sweet spot where we realize black people and white people and the difference, and we learn from the old school. See, it's one thing to be old school, but then you was bred by old school. Okay, so then what? I'm not old school, but I'm bred by old school. You understand? Old school is one generation, and the real official old school is baby boomers. That's old school. That's the official old school generation. I was raised by old school. What we classify as old school as far as black people, that's really actually one generation. That's not all of us. That's not as we get old. That's one generation that grew up on certain things and everything like that. And that was one generation really. Silent generation wasn't even old school. Malcolm X, that's not old school. Baby boomers, that's the old school generation. Malcolm X was the silent generation. With MLK and Malcolm X, they all came from the same generation. That's called the silent generation. After the silent generation, you got the baby boomers. Baby boomers 1 and baby boomers 2, 2 generations in one. After the baby boomers, then came Generation X, and then the millennials after that. Okay? So, none of them these young niggas, they smart, but they can't save the community. They can't save their perspective because they mixed up with all the stuff, the sexuality stuff and all of this stuff, and black and white thinking we all together. Nah, it don't work like that, buddy. It don't work like that. It don't work like that because we don't have the same experience as these white folks. And until we do, how we all together, and we don't got the same experience in America. And see, only Generation X gonna be able to show you that. Generation Z gonna say we all together. We all together. We don't get treated like we all together. Okay, so Generation X is the only one the only generation that really can get things popping and ain't playing no games. You know what I'm saying? See, they thought my generation was getting old and washed up and over the hill. Nah, nope. I'm in tip-top shape, buddy. I walk around. I'm in tip-top shape. I can walk up and down Utica with no problem, man. I'm healthy as an ox. Healthy as an ox, buddy. I'm healthy as an ox over here. That's physically speaking. Intellectually, I'm healthy as an ox. That's on point. Street ethics is on point. I just showed you politics. Show me where our community, our Generation X is washed up. I speak for myself though, but show me where it's washed up. It ain't nothing washed up about it, buddy. So you just thinking that. You just thinking things that's not true. I'm on point as far as the streets go. I'm just as cutthroat as a 19-year-old kid. And I'm just as cultured as a head honcho, well over and been out in the streets for 20, 30, 40 years. I'm just as cultured as he is. And you can laugh, but I'm on top. You can laugh, but I got stuff that these honchos ain't talking about. Like this country marrying children. Ain't none of these gangsters talking about it. Okay, then that's what put me on top of the gangsters. The real ones. The one with the white walls on their cars. Ones riding around with white walls. Y'all didn't say nothing about no child marriage laws in America. No, you didn't. Y'all ain't say nothing about it. Okay, I did. How you on top of me then? Oh, financially, you might be on top of me. Financially. But white people are on top of me financially as well. So a black man don't give this whole big credibility to finances when these white folks been on top of us financially this whole time. Okay, so think about that. His mentality ain't gonna be, that's what all we respect. That's what we give our 100% respect to, is somebody with money, because white people have had money the whole time and we didn't. So obviously we start valuing something else in our value system as far as how we see people and who we respect as people, right? Right, because we was among people that didn't really have a lot of money. We started to respect people's mentality, ethics, and rules and regulations. I just did what you're looking at as a man that is a real bona fide musician. I could have been a musician in the world, you know what I'm saying? How I can prove that? My music was heard by Mobb Deep, and I got respect from Mobb Deep with my music. Okay, so then that's the credibility. Okay, so that's why I went that direction, and you don't see a lot of other stuff that I did, because I realized my talent just like other people did, and that explains why my timeline is the way it is. It's not an excuse, it's the reason. See, there's one thing to give an excuse, there's one thing to give the reason. It's not an excuse, it's the reason that I've moved like I've moved. You know what I'm saying? And So, that's my situation. My music is, I've made music that a famous person has respected. So that's it. They listen to music I did in the studio and respected it. That's all I'm talking about. Now, if I didn't get that respect, then I would be sitting right here talking about something that you might not feel is credible. When I say I was a musician and that I dealt with music, I went to see Prince live. That tell you I ain't no little nigga. A little nigga going to see Prince. Huh? As in the artist formerly known as Prince. The artist Prince. The color Purple Rain Prince. Yeah. I went to see Prince when he was alive. So I can say I've been in the same room as Prince. You know what I'm saying? So, man, come on, man. Let me tell you something, bro. Your problem is you listening to lame niggas. That's your problem. Okay? When I tell you I went to see Prince, that tell you what type of nigga I am. That tell you, if you smart, you know what I'm saying? That tell you exactly what type of nigga, even sexually, that tell you, even me being a androgynous, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? People question Prince sexuality and everything like that. Just at face value. They asked him, thought he was gay or whatever like that. They treated Prince like that. A lot of black people did. And that's the truth. So, I mean, if you see, white boys don't know all this stuff. Black people do. Okay? Black people think about stuff like this. How Prince and people thought about Prince being gay and all of this. And he looked the way he looked. He couldn't do nothing about it. That's how he looked. Prince couldn't look like no normal man. He was more attractive than the average man. And that's what it is. He couldn't look like no dude, get a fade. And, can you imagine Prince trying to look like that? That was his, he couldn't look like a normal kind of guy. He wasn't supposed to. So I mean, man, I just open up my mind and think, man, I got, excuse me, I just open up my mind and think, man, I think a little more than the average person, I guess you could say. I use my brain, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tell me they listen to Prince. They went to see Prince in concert. Oh, okay, I'm going to form a different opinion than you. Because I know you ain't no pedophile going to see Prince. You a pedophile going to see Prince, bro? Imagine that. Imagine a pedophile going to see Prince, bro. In concert. That's funny to me. That's real funny to me. That's what I'm saying. You figure people out. See, a white boy ain't gonna figure us out like that. Black people gonna say, oh, okay, this dude went to see Prince. Oh, we know what type of dude. This is a sexual, freaky kind of dude, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. But you listen to somebody else, oh, white boy, that just goes in one ear and out the other. He don't even think that means anything. And then you talk to a black person, that's like a whole wealth of information about that person. Okay, that's gonna tell you everything about him. For that person to be a fan of Prince, and imagine a pedophile going to see Prince now. Imagine a sex predator going to see Prince. Imagine that. Imagine that now. Think about that. See, that tells you what type of person that I am. It tells you what type of person I am. They can't stop it, man. I mean, that's why it's happening the way it is, Imagine somebody that's really a deviant for children going to see Prince. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. This person is, you say a deviant towards children. Imagine him going to see Prince. Imagine that mentality. Like, okay, this person is a sex predator. He think about children sexually, but yet he's going to see Prince. Imagine that. That don't click, do it? It don't click, right? Right. See, a person that is a fan of Prince loves women. That's first thing first. You know what I'm saying? A Prince fan gonna love women and love sex with women, not with men. And I'm just saying, for the average Prince fan is gonna love women, love sex with women, love sexuality and have an open mind about androgynous people that are not gay. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing else with their sexuality, nothing freaky with their sex. They're men, but they're androgynous. You know, their look is their look. You know, that's how they look. You know, so imagine a Prince fan being a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Look how that hit. Somebody go out their way to go see Prince. It tells you what type of person that is. If you black, you gonna be like, oh nah, that's somebody went to see Prince. Oh, okay, I kind of got an idea what kind of person this is. See, a white boy won't do that. You will. That don't mean he goofy. He don't really know what that means. Now go talk to a black man. He a Prince. He went to see Prince live. Oh, okay, that changed my whole. Oh, okay, I see what type of dude this is. And then you're gonna be impressed at the same time. You're gonna be impressed. Oh wow, you went to see Prince? Dang, man. Yeah, so I can actually say that. You know, I went to see Prince, pay for my ticket out of money that I work for. You know what I'm saying? That's another beautiful thing. You know, I you know, the money I paid to get that ticket was money I worked for. That part. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was a good experience and everything like that. You know, for what it was worth and as far as that world and things like that. But that tells you what type of person I am, man. You know, if I seen Prince, I seen them all, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I don't even gotta go to no other concert in my life. Prince is so big, that's the only concert you gotta go to be credible as far as listen to music and all of that in America. At least as far as this country goes. You know, I don't have to go to another concert in my life once I went to see Prince. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I grew up on Prince. I grew up on him. I remember I was a little kid and my grandmother, me and my grandmother was watching Purple Rain. You know what I'm saying? And then she said when Prince got hit, she always used to remind me that I cried when Prince got hit. When the daddy hit him or something or whatever, he was fighting with his daddy, she said, I cried on that part. So, yeah. So I watched, even my grandmother was watching Prince, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's funny too. That's real funny, now that I think about it. You know, so I mean, that's my story. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you gotta let these clowns know, you know, what it really is and what it's not, and put everything in proper perspective. It's very important. It's very important. Cause you know, I'm not subject to your opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's as a grown man with a child in the world myself. My son is 18. Now imagine me being subject to your opinion. I'm not subject to your opinion. You know what I'm saying? I used to listen to Morris Day, all of that. Morris Day in the Time, and Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. Some people don't even know them names. And you know, if they do know about Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, it's only because producing music for Janet Jackson. You know, they didn't know about the Time and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis being in the Time. They only know about Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis producing music for Janet Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Which you can kind of say still Prince, his influence still went to the Jacksons through that situation because they was with the Time and Prince would influence the Time, and then Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis went over and produced for Janet Jackson. So Prince still interacted with the Jacksons family musically after all, you know what I'm saying, through Janet Jackson and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, his influence on Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. So, you know, but, you know, I just put things in proper perspective, like I said, you know what I'm saying, you know, that's all we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's a balance to everything. You know what I'm saying? I can talk these street principles, then I can tell you I went to see Prince as well. So that tells you that's a whole different vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different dynamic on the spectrum of a person. You know, I can talk about that. I can talk about spirituality. I can tell you about, and Prince was like that himself. You know, he talk about God. He talk about the world. Talk about the government, the street. He talk about life, and that's what he had Michael Jackson beat. Michael didn't really talk about life. You know what I'm saying? Prince went through a lot of pain in his life. That Michael Jackson came more from a controlled environment, you know, with his parents and everything, you know. But Prince had more of them real life stories like we got, you know what I'm saying, that you can relate to. If you listen to the music, man, you can hear it. He got a lot of them real life stories, you know. So that's all I'm saying, man. When you find somebody went to see Prince, man, please don't try to fade me, bro. It's not gonna work. You know what I mean? You know, I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll look at my situation for what it is, but at the same time, you know, for these clowns, these white boys need to know, you know, I made a $4 million transaction today. So I'm in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? I made a $4 million transaction. $4 million. You know what I mean? And I'm not holding back talking about it. You know, a lot of people on the internet say, you know, they don't give out information like that. Listen, I do. Because I want you to know what you're playing with. I want you to know what kind of person you're playing with. You're playing with a person, at the end of the day, his transaction comes out to be $4 million. That's what you're playing with. Why you thought I was doing nothing, right? Right. It's not to prove that I'm doing something. It's like I said, it's to show you the caliber of person you're playing with, right? You're not playing with somebody, some scrubby, dirty dude walking around out his mind. That's how you paint the situation. And you know, at the same time, I'm making a $4 million transaction. You know what I'm saying? So, and what you doing? What you doing today? What you doing? That's all I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just put everything in its proper context, like it needs to be done. And sometimes only you can do it. Especially if you're talking about me. If you're talking about me, only I can put this in the proper perspective. Only I can put this in the proper context. You can't do that. I put me in the proper context, right? Right. Put yourself in the proper context, sucker. Put yourself in the proper context. Won't you do that? As a sucker playing with me. Put yourself in that proper context. You know what I'm saying? You played yourself. It ain't my fault. You played with me. That's why I feel justified. That's why you can't say nothing. You can't even be mad at it, man. Because at the end of the day, you know, you played with this person. You didn't know who he was. You listened to his dumb little brother, you know, and you find out this dude went to see Prince live, and now you feel a little different. Like, oh man, I shouldn't, you know, maybe we shouldn't, that was kind of, maybe that was the wrong guy. Yeah, you know, but that's an understatement. That's an understatement. And we're going to get revenge God's way. We're going to put the spiritual offering before God for these physical wars. Okay? And these physical enemies, we're not going to sit up and be superstitious and act like it's just going to, and try to wish it away. See, that's what some people try to do. They try to wish it away. No, we're not trying to wish it away. We're going to do things on a biblical basis by bringing a spiritual offering in times of war, and I'm gonna prove that with the Bible. Because of how deep I went into street politics and the things that happened this morning, I'm just gonna come back around and do another video where I can really take more time to break down the scriptures, because I really want to break down the scriptures on the spiritual offering as spiritual warfare against physical enemies. Key terms: physical enemies. Okay, not principalities. This is how American preachers teach you. American teachers teach you is that you ain't gonna. Basically the insinuation is you ain't gonna fight no human beings. You ain't gonna fight no persons. And that's not biblical. That's in the Bible. I can show you over and over again. And now my message has went beyond proving this point. Now the next level is, okay, now that we know we do have wars with physical human beings, what do we do? How do we respond to it? The proper way, the most potent thing you can do is fast and pray and give offerings. Okay? That's what's going to do it. But you have to make sure, even with fasting, that you're fasting against these people. You got to look at it that way. It is that way. And so you got to turn your antennas around and put it in the right direction. So where you ain't just fasting in general or fasting hoping things work out, fasting that some good stuff, you don't really know. Nah, we gonna fast against people that done lost their minds. Okay, that's what we gonna do. Cause we 100, they lost their minds. It's a difference between being 100 and losing your mind. I didn't lose my mind, as you can clearly see, but I'm 100. You know what I'm saying? I can give you the smoke you want, if that's what you want to do, but like I said, I'm gonna show you how to take the offering and put it before the Lord in times of war. And I'm gonna prove this biblically, not just my opinion. That's what I'm trying to show you. This is not my opinion. This is not my opinion. Everyone has an opinion. You already know how that goes. All right? Everyone has an opinion. We're not talking about my opinion. We're talking about what the Bible says. Right? What the Bible says, and what did God's people do during similar situations. So when God's people was in war, they brought an offering. Now, if you don't like that narrative, then tough luck, buddy. Tough luck. And you're going to have tough luck. You're going to have tough luck. Trying to do things your way, trying to be cliche, and loving people and all this stuff. Now, come on, man. Listen, you talking about dynamics that do not even apply to this. It's not even applicable. It doesn't make sense to apply it. That's why the Bible says it's a time of love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace, right? Okay, so you gotta learn, you gotta know what time it is literally and what to apply to every given situation. Because you could apply love when it's a time of hate. And you applying love during the time of hate, guess what's going to happen? You're going to take L's. You're going to hold L's. That's what's going to happen. You're going to hold L's. And I'm not. You know why? Because I know it's a time of hate. I ain't holding no L's. I'm going to get victory. I'm going to tread on an unembarked territory in our generations, in the present generations, where they have not seen a man of God overcome these type of people. It's a certain type that like to play in our face. And it's done happen through history over and over again. Righteous people and wicked people playing in our face. They love to do it. And this black community is no exception. Much as, we may love where we come from, we have to accept where we are. Does that make sense? We love the culture of where we come from and what it consists of and everything, but we're not there anymore. You know what we are? We're at black on black crime. That's what we are. We're at a place where we're killing each other. That's what we are. Killing children. That's what we are. Okay, so you can't act like we are in the past. I'm just being honest. We're not. We're in the present time where we're a whole different animal. You look at some people and they halfway look like animals. It's like, we're in a whole different time, bro. And so I can't hold on to the past. I can, in this context, in this situation, that's all you're doing. Listen, all you're doing is holding on to something that is no longer. There's no longer that good vibration like when Prince was here and all of that and all the culture. And I expressed, if the prophet went to see Prince, what that tell you? Okay, I was aware of the best, the best. I've heard Prince songs that you haven't heard, by the way. But anyway, I don't live in the past. I don't think of people as something that they are not, which means if they are not like Malcolm X and MLK, if they're not like none of those people, then I'm not going to act like they are. They're not. Okay, so then I accept what it is. You see what I'm saying? That's how you got to be. You can't just be scramble brain about what's going on and what it is. It's not that no more. These people are not like that. So we're in a war between the righteous Africans and the wicked Africans. And so now the white boy has it explained to him properly. Why you thought I'm the sellout or whatever you thought, you know what I'm saying? You are witnessing the righteous Africans against the wicked Africans. That's all it is. And we got the upper hand and they know it. So they desperate, they're suicidal because they caused this all on the world. They caused this all in the community and everything like that. They caused all of this to happen. I didn't cause it to happen. They did. So the most of them, their morale is low, and they're not in good spirit. I am in good spirit. I just made a $4 million transaction today. So we're in two different worlds, literally, but that sums it up. It's the righteous Africans against the wicked Africans. That's what it is. And it's no way you could think that dynamic wouldn't apply when they already killing each other anyway. It just escalated to another level where the wicked Africans thought they could try the righteous Africans. They thought they could use that little witchcraft stuff and put a battery in their back from hip hop and the culture, and voila, you thought you was gonna fight God's kingdom, and it didn't work. You got folded. You got smashed. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. It ain't nothing else to it, man. It ain't nothing else to it.